wanted to come on here and make another part to that previous video that I just made on Instagram Live and posted on my YouTube page or channel or whatever it's called. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna break it down a little bit more and try to go into a little more details. Okay, y'all, you could be having a nice, normal, harmless conversation, and somebody will miss the whole damn thing and just come straight in, catch the bottom part of it, and come straight in and start talking to people and start bashing people and jumping on people for talking about other people. First of all, read the whole damn conversation before you just jump in and start clowning and acting a fool and going off on people and don't even know half of what the fuck you're talking about. And then second of all, pick and choose your words, because you can't just come in talking to everybody any type of way. Some people just gonna take that shit like, what? First of all, who the fuck are you? Second of all, who you coming at? You can't tell nobody what to do. If you don't like it, then like I said about everything else,
you don't think that much about.
Don't call, y'all. I don't know who that was. I don't answer scam likely calls. But if you don't know, if you don't like the conversation that's going on, or you don't like the post that's going on, or you don't like the comments that's going on, or you don't like what somebody's saying, then don't debate about it. Eject yourself out that situation. Let that conversation keep on going. Just don't have shit to do with it. See, people these days feel like it's their duty or their right. And yeah, I'm sorry y'all hear echo. I'm in a wash chair. But people feel like nowadays it's their right, it's their duty. They have to comment on everything, especially one, when nobody asks them. Two, when it ain't got shit, the situation ain't got nothing to do with you. Nobody asked you for your opinion. Nobody asked you to comment. Nobody asked you to jump in and say something about something. And then you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You didn't even read the whole damn thing before you just start going off on people, or before you start bashing people or trying to put people down. First of all, ain't nobody even talking about nobody. The only thing that was said was basically normal comments. Second of all I'm going to say about this is think before you just comment. And everything don't need no fucking comment. Everything don't need somebody to come correct somebody or correct the next person for what they said. It's just social media. It's just a conversation. It's just comments. Everything ain't that fucking serious. Everything don't need your 2 cents in, like my mama would say. You don't have to put your 2 cents in on everything. Because first of all, like I say, nobody asked you. And third of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, ain't nobody said nothing negative or bad about nobody. I mean, every day you hear somebody talking about somebody's hair, somebody's eyes, somebody's dress, the way they dress is ugly. What somebody eating is nasty. What they cooking, how they cooking their food ain't right. Somebody ugly because they wear glasses. I've heard this many times throughout my whole entire life of going to school, growing up, and all this other stuff. Bullies do it all the time. And it be the main people that's trying to be self-righteous and woke, quote unquote, and putting, trying to make everything right with the world, natural and stuff, be the main ones that be bashing people. You out there talking about people trying to put people down for putting other people down when the people that you putting down wasn't even putting the other person down in the first place. Now, hopefully y'all can understand what I'm trying to get at, but what I mean by that. But you the one that's coming off as bashing somebody and putting other people down, because at the first, if you would have had like I said, read the whole damn conversation, wouldn't nobody talk, you would have seen, ain't nobody talking about nobody. Ain't nobody saying nothing to nobody. Ain't nobody said nothing negative about nobody. Ain't nobody talking about nobody. The only thing somebody said was, I know that person. Or they might not even know that person. They just know them enough because they see them in the neighborhood, because they stay next door, or in the same complex, or in the same neighborhood, or down the street, or a block over, or a neighborhood over, and they just happen to run into them a lot. Or hell, they probably used to work with that person. They used to just say hi and bye, they on a hi and bye basis or something. I mean, what's bad about that, saying that I know that person and I see her husband a lot? Or I seen the girl in the neighborhood and I seen her husband and describing what her husband looked like. That's what it was, a description. The whole thing was a description. And the person came on there and commented and just took the shit and twisted it all the way the fuck around, added something into it, and took a whole lot out of it, made it something that it wasn't. Made it about a whole big ass thing that it didn't have nothing to do with. It wasn't nothing about it. Like I said, wasn't nobody talking about nobody. So, going back to what I said, you getting yourself all hyped up over nothing, and it didn't have shit to do with what you making it out to be. You trying to make it look like, oh, well, they talking about this person, let's not bash this person, let's not do this, let's not do that. Ain't nobody doing any of that. You the one making it seem like that when it wasn't completely, it was completely the whole opposite way. Have you lost your everlasting mind? See, that right there is why I stay to myself, or try to at least. That right there is why I don't associate with too many people. And it goes for people in general, the whole entire in general people. I prefer to say to myself, because people can take your shit or whatever you tell them and twist it all the way around to the point where whatever you said, the original thing you said ain't half of what the next person heard. It ain't got nothing to do with the next person heard. It's something completely different than what you said or what you started out to be. That's how mess gets started. That's how shit gets started. That's how fights get started. That's how physical and verbal fights get started. If you, like I said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, then just don't say nothing at all. It's just that fucking simple. Sometimes some people can't live their life without being in other people's business or always having something to say to somebody else. When ain't nobody asked you for half of the shit that you thinking or put your input. Nobody asked you for your 2 cents. You ain't got to talk or speak up on everything, especially when nobody asked you. Or when it wasn't, if you get shit twisted up and you don't understand the meaning, that's why I say read everything before you comment or before you say anything. Think about the shit you're going to say before you say it. If you got to go back and read it, like an English teacher of mine told me one of my years of life, okay, if you got to go back and read something 15 times just to make sure you understand it before you just go ahead and do something, math teacher told me that too, just before you go back and get your answer, well, then so be it. At least you know you read it enough to understand it. So when you do go put in the work or you do say something about it, at least you understand it. Let me turn it sideways. Hopefully it won't flip in the middle of the video, but y'all can tell. But yeah, at least you'll be able to say, okay, well, I read it enough. I understand it. I understand it now. So you can come up with the best. It might not be the right answer or the right comment, but at least you can come out with something that you know you can stand by because you know you read it enough to understand it. The same thing goes with conversations. Same thing goes with social media posts, comments, stuff like that. If, like I say, and I'm going to keep saying this because it's the part of the way I was raised. If you ain't got nothing nice to say about a conversation that you just jumping into, ain't nobody asked you to come into the conversation. Ain't nobody asked you, walked up to the door, opened the door for you to come in. Ain't nobody asked you to stand down. Ain't nobody asked you for your 2 cents. Ain't nobody asked you for nothing. But you want to say something. Before you do it, I mean, it's a free country. You can say whatever the hell you want. You can talk to whoever you want. Ain't nobody, and just like you can say whatever you want, nobody, and me and everybody else got a right to not say anything to you or to not even acknowledge the fact that you're there. So my thing is, before you do all that, just think. And if it's something that posted or said or written that you don't like, it's like I said, it's a free country. You don't have to comment. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to speak on it. You don't have to type nothing about it. Just go about your pass. You see the post or you hear the conversation, go just pass by the motherfucker like you ain't even hear it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to end this right here. Bye, y'all.